Welcome back. We got all types of news popping off, don't we? Do we not have the news popping off? We got Trump and Zelensky up in the Oval Office talking about he wants peace. Zelensky wants war with Putin, kill Putin. They don't get along. He talking about my people. Trump says you don't have the cards. Zelensky says he ain't playing cards. So all that's popping off, but what about the Epstein files? What the hell kind of debacle drop are they putting off on that? I don't understand why they don't release these Epstein files. They don't release the Epstein files, Anthony Weiner files, Hillary Clinton servers. There's so much corruption. Seth Rich laptop. They don't release none of this information. They just, y'all out here acting like clowns. If y'all don't get your stuff together, they're going to keep doing this. And then who knows this whole Zelensky thing and Gene Hackman passed away? What's going on? Gene Hackman had 2 daughters and a son. I guess they don't talk to each other for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I feel Gene Hackman's pain. But let's get back to what's at hand. Trump and Zelensky going out in the Oval Office. J.D. Vance. He popping off, too. How about J.D. Vance? Huh? He's getting up in the mix. I'm glad he was there because when they had that cabinet meeting, the cabinet meeting was yesterday, right? Elon standing through the whole thing. And Trump's there. And then Trump's sitting next to Marco Rubio. Can I find a picture of that? Let's find a picture of that. Because I just thought that was just, that's ridiculous, right? Why wasn't J.D. Vance next to Trump? But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how Trump and Vance are feeling about each other. Because he had that thing, what was that? Maybe a month ago, talking about is he ready to be president? And Trump's like, I don't know, we'll see. But today he proved it, right? Today he definitely proved it. If I'm J.D. Vance, I feel proud of myself because the news is talking about how he's defending stuff, sticking up for Trump, and telling Zelensky, what's up? You know, you're not going to come in here and disrespect the United States of America in the Oval Office. So that's very good. But the main thing I'm concerned about is Epstein. And I understand the Epstein thing is probably like P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. It's like it's a sabotage type of scenario where you show up to a party and you're hanging out. They give you some drinks. Who knows? They might even probably put stuff in your drinks. And then next thing you know, you're getting compromised. You're getting compromised. And you don't want to do that. You want to pay attention at all times. And Floyd Mayweather told me that. You got to protect yourselves at all times. All times. Because they're watching. They're always watching. Somebody's watching. Your phone's definitely watching. So it's a silly situation. It's a silly situation that the White House, Trump, and all that. It's like the Epstein files don't matter to nobody. But that's all we're talking about. That's all we're talking about is these Epstein files. Because we want to know what's going on. We feel like half of Hollywood is involved. Politicians are involved. And this Epstein guy supposedly, allegedly, was selling ladies of the night. Well, he wasn't selling them. He was giving gentlemen like Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. They were just hooking up, like Prince Andrew and the Virginia Guffrey girl. I guess I don't want to put names out there because we already know the names and YouTube gets funny and they all get funny when you start dropping names. And it just goes to show you that when you get compromised like that, I guess you get blackmailed. Some people can get blackmailed, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Let's call a spade a spade. Some people can get blackmailed. But for this degree of blackmail, it's like a whole nother subject. Like I understand like Puff Daddy, Puff Daddy and all them, they're probably adults. I would say 9 out of 98% of them are adults, They're having some drinks. They might be doing some drugs. They're having fun. They're having sex. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you get like blackmail-ish, there's levels, and like some people are trying to say Andrew Tate right now. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan are like groomers or pimpers or stuff like that. And I guess they just flew into the United States. I guess the Trump team let them come in. So that was big news. And then, of course, like we were saying, you got Trump and Zelensky that are in the news. But we're talking about Epstein here. When you're at parties, you're going to have sex with ladies there. And I guess some of the times, or men, I don't know, because they probably got some dudes on men. Because I didn't know this, but what was that app? It was a gay app, Grinder, right? That was owned by the same people that I think own like the hubs and the tubes. It's like a Jewish group. What's that Jewish group's name? I can't think of it. It's famous, but they're out there doing what they do, and they're going to get people in these compromising situations. So we want to know who's on the Epstein files, right? We want to know. And there's stuff out there, Bill Clinton, Tom Hanks. They got all this stuff, but I guess we're not going to really know what the nefarious stuff was. We want to know the nefarious stuff. We don't care about if you were having legit stuff. But why was Jeffrey Epstein hanging out with Bill Clinton back in the day? Jeffrey Epstein was hanging out with Bill Clinton back in the day, back in the 90s. And you always see all these pictures with Jeffrey Epstein with famous people and with Ghislaine Maxwell, his madam, I guess you would say, girlfriend or wife, but she was also doing it. So with all this stuff going on, it's like some type of honeypot. You know what I'm saying? A honeypot's where they get an attractive person and, just say you're at the grocery store or bar, you're at church, and this person slowly approaches you and gains your trust a little bit. And then sometimes they give over the keys, sometimes they give over the combination, but that's how it works. And it's been going on for years. It's undefeated. Wars have been fought over it. So I don't know why the White House wanted to fumble the release of the whole Epstein thing. Why'd they do that? They gave it to influencers. Even if they gave it to me, I would have started filming right away or found the nearest scanner, just put it out. And I don't understand why the government didn't put it out. Trump didn't put it out. You're giving it to good people, though, some good people. But a lot of people are trying to say they're defenders of certain other peoples. But I guess let's get the regular news, the mainstream media to let you understand what's going on. Because Pam Bondi is she's the head of the Department of Justice. And I guess for some reason, Pam Bondi was like on Fox on the Jesse Waters show like the day before saying that some good stuff was going to come out. It was juicy, excuse me. And they were going to release it. But then it comes out and there's nothing there. Imagine that. So it's just strange how these things happen. And I guess I want to understand why it happens. I know why they do it, but I don't understand why it happens. That's what I don't understand. Why the creepiness? Why I guess, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to share. You know what I'm saying? That's why, a hammer costs $20, eggs cost $8, because they don't want to share. They just want to keep stacking what they stacking. And it's strange, but let's play some of this. Let's pull this video up. This is Jesse Waters. He was on with Pam Bondi, and she was talking about how she was going to release all this stuff. So I don't understand why they gave us what they gave us. I don't understand that, but let's pull this up and we can decide together, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Why would she do this?
Last night on Jesse Waters Primetime, Attorney General Pam Bondi said this.
What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
So we were looking today to find out more about why the government's been.
So she said sick. So that's everything we say. It's like, wow, we feel like he's with underage girls.
So suspiciously protective of Jeffrey Epstein. This afternoon, a bunch of conservative influencers left a meeting at the White House with binders that said the Epstein files, phase 1. Once the binders were opened, people were able to see flight records in Epstein's Rolodex and a list of masseuses. The masseuses' names were blacked out, and the information from the flight logs wasn't new. Neither was the Rolodex. When we began to feel duped, Pam Bondi released a letter that says, basically, I was duped too. In the letter addressed to FBI Director Kash Patel, Bondi basically says, I asked you for the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. I received 200 pages of documents. I asked if these were all the documents, and the FBI said yes. Late yesterday, I learned from a source at the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and the indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the evidence of these files. Bondi's demanding by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning that the FBI deliver everything to her office, including all records, audio, video recordings, all materials related to Epstein. And she ensures DOJ will disclose everything. And she's directing Patel to begin an immediate investigation into why the FBI isn't following orders. So who's in charge at the New York FBI field office? Who's withholding Epstein docs from the Attorney General? James Dennehy is running the show there. There he is. This is the guy who emailed his whole staff to dig in after Trump took office. And don't forget that James Comey's daughter is an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. She worked on the Epstein and Maxwell cases. She's kind of knee-deep in this. Epstein was facing sex trafficking charges in Lower Manhattan. Where's all that paperwork? The FBI seized computers, surveillance videos, banking records, file cabinets, and photographs from all of Epstein's properties in New Mexico, the Virgin Islands, Palm Beach, and in New York. The Justice Department also gave Epstein a sweetheart non-prosecution deal 17 years ago. Where are those files? The Bureau of Prisons. Where are those files? You remember where Epstein killed himself? I asked Bill Barr about that, why everything seemed to go wrong that night.
When I first heard all the information and all the coincidences here, I was suspicious.
What were the coincidences? I mean, those were a lot of coincidences.
Well, one of the cameras was out.
Right.
He was supposed to have a cellmate. The cellmate left. They didn't replace the cellmate. And the guards who were supposed to check him every half hour didn't check him.
My EMT source said he was on the scene immediately to pull Epstein's body out to the morgue. And when he got to the cell, he saw 7 people there touching Epstein's body and moving stuff around. Trump did say during the campaign he'd release these files, so it's not like this came out of the blue. Jeffrey Epstein did act as an informant to the FBI. Is the Bureau embarrassed? Is the Bureau embarrassed that they let hundreds of young victims down? This was all happening right under everyone's noses. Epstein was probably an intelligence asset, rumored to be working with the Israelis, maybe this country, probably other countries. Was he a double agent? He had dirt on everyone and a knack for making cash. And he's dead. So the government has no one to protect but themselves.
That's 100% facts. And I just wanted to put the background out there because that's basically what I was saying. We want to know what's going on. Who are all these people? Who are all these people? But of course, it got overshadowed because, you know, Trump knows good TV. He's going to give you good TV. I'm Donald Trump, baby. I'm 45, 47. So when Zelensky came in, I guess what are you going to get on the Ukraine war? I mean, there's such a backstory on the Ukraine war. Like Zelensky got put in by our government, and then they started firing at Russia. Russia started firing at them. Russia took over the water over there in Crimea by the Black Sea because it's a good hub. You know what I'm saying? You got to come in and out. You got to come in and out. Your ship's got to move product, got to feed people, got to buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Amazon got to come over there with their trucks and drop stuff off. So the whole Zelensky thing's a big grift. I mean, we gave him, what, $150 billion, $300 billion, and Russia's just toying with him. You know what I'm saying? Russia's sending out stuff from the 1960s and 70s, and they got people just signing up to go fight. Literally, it's like, you know, like They're like patriots. It would be like patriots. Hey, you want to go mess up some people and be patriots? You know what I'm saying? So Russia's taking it easy on Ukraine because, I mean, they could level Ukraine. They could do all types of stuff, but they're not. And I guess maybe they're scared of America, right? They're scared of us, right? Because they know if they step out of line, we could just punish them. But we're not about that. We're not about that. And none of that makes no sense. It's like, can you have the people stop dying, maybe? What are y'all fighting over? What are they really fighting over? The same land? Land's everywhere. So they're just fighting to fight and use weapons. They're getting some type of entertainment out of it. But, they say it's always going to end up like the Hunger Games, or we're going to end up like the Matrix. It's whatever vision you're looking for will happen. But let's play a little Trump and Zelensky up in the office. It got heated up. And let's play the whole thing. Let's get it out there. A lot of people haven't seen the whole thing. They're seeing clips. We're just going to let it play all the way through so we can understand what's going on, I guess. That's the best way to share the news, is to show you the whole news.
I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden, of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So
What's he want to ask?
he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly
but,
right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have
And
problems.
do you think that it's
I
respectful
will answer.
to come to the Oval Office of the
will
United
answer.
States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel
I'm-
very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a
Mr.
good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think
You're
you-
gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're
about?
gambling with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should.
Trump
have.
coming
said
hot.
thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting
today.
that you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying-
okay because
Mr.
of us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
except
times
that there,
thank you
except
to
that-
American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a
with
ceasefire.
guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
that
what
wasn't
is-
with me.
it
That was with
wasn't with you.
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with, that
this
was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make,
Um,
because the attitudes have to change.
what if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks
What
these
if?
talks? What do you do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you
but
saying?
what
She's
if
asking, what if Russia
Putin
breaks the
breaks
ceasefire?
for the-
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now?
But they have
Okay?
broken
What if they
ceasefire.
broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam.
Oh, pencil neck.
And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, is what they call great television, right? That's what they call great television. It was great television because Trump basically told Zelensky, like, you guys are nothing, and the Ukrainians are losing a lot of forces. Russia keeps slowly moving along, like we're saying. Trump wants to get our taxpayer money back. He wants to start digging in Ukraine and get some minerals, get some oil, get some water from there. You know what I'm saying? We got Fiji water. Why can't we have Ukraine water? So that's all Trump's trying to do. He's trying to get the money back because we owe a lot of money. And it's just wild that some of the news is just covering it like Trump's and J.D. Vance are berating Zelensky. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we control your cause, Zelensky. Trump's right. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep using that cliche, but we do own all the cards. You know what I'm saying? We're ace high and pocket sevens. So, I mean, we're rolling. We're rolling, baby. You know what I'm saying? We might be all in. And Zelensky's over here. He's ready to fold. He's not even ready for the turn of the river. So it's just silly what the hell's going on. It's all one big cover-up, like I said. It's all theater. Trump knows it's good TV. We want the Epstein files. We want those to come out. And we want to find out where all our money's going with the USAID. There's so much stuff going on. It's just, hopefully the Dodge team can find out what's going on. Elon Musk and Joe Rogan had a podcast. You can go watch that on YouTube. I suggest you watch that after you watch this and you like and subscribe up. But I guess we're going to get on out of here, baby. It's been a long 29 minutes. It's been a long 29 minutes. But it's peace and love. I love you. Peace and love. Oh, and if you go outside, you can see all the planets. Tonight, all the planets are lined up. They're in a row. You'll see them out there. You'll be like, what's all those? Look for Mars. It's red. And then you'll see over to the right and left, you'll see Saturn and Uranus. And you're going to see them all. But we out of here. Peace and love, baby. Peace and love. And we'll see you all, baby. We'll see you all very soon. Mañana.